On this adventure, I'm attempting to cycle 1,800 miles, nearly 3,000 kilometers from England to Bosnia, crossing 6 countries along the way. After 920 kilometers across France, dealing with dehydration, illness, and a few days off the bike just trying to recover, I finally made it to the German border. France had been fun, tiring, and at times pretty lonely. But I was ready for the next challenge in this adventure. A new country to explore, more kilometers, and just keeping myself moving forward towards Bosnia. Germany would be the second country of this adventure. I would have around 330 miles or about 530 kilometers to travel across Germany in order to reach Austria, my third country. France was just the beginning. Bosnia was still a long way away. Germany was now my focus, and after crossing the German border nice and early, having a quick breakfast to garner a bit of energy which I would need because them big hills in the distance, that's the Black Forest, and my first challenge in Germany would be getting over them.
The smell of Germany. Or is that just horseshit? I think it's just horseshit, you know. We're in Germany, we've crossed France, and it's time to head over to Austria. Not quite as far this time, only about half the distance of crossing France, but should be a fun trip nevertheless. Do have to get over them big hills in the distance behind me. That is the Black Forest. But I do have an easy-ish start, a few, maybe like 30k or something, just cruising, slightly heading uphill as I head to this place that I'll put on screen because there's no point me trying to pronounce it, and I've forgotten what it's called as well. So today I do want to get up at least to like the highest point, maybe start descending over the Black Forest. The trip across Germany, although it isn't particularly that hilly, it maintains a probably average elevation above sea level about 2,000 feet though, which is funny because 2,000 feet in the UK would be considered quite high. I mean, the highest mountain I think is Ben Nevis, which is about 4,500 feet, but on bikepacking routes in the UK you typically, I think the highest point I know is probably like 2,500 feet, and that's like the Koryaki Pass or however it's pronounced. But today, if I can get to the highest point, that is around 3,000 feet. So we'll see, but gotta try and just cruise, enjoy some easy miles before starting to climb up to that high point.
It felt really good to have made it across France and now finally into Germany. And as I kept the Black Forest on my right for now, I'd get to enjoy a nice tailwind for a little while. An easy start to Germany, but my first challenge wasn't far away, as I would head to Freiburg where my ascent towards the Black Forest would begin, as I was now following the river upstream. But not before a quick unknown bakery snack.
Now the climbing is going to start to begin. It starts off quite gradual, pretty much following the river upstream, but then it sort of ramps up when I get off-road. But before I do that, I'm going to eat this strange looking thing. I have no idea what's in it. I don't know if it's cheese or sausage, I don't know. I still have no idea what is in that. 20, 30k just uphill pretty much. Starts off gradual, kicks up a bit. I haven't tried not to go on too extreme. Still want to actually get across in one piece.
I think the first thing I noticed since I arrived in Germany was just how many more people there were compared to my time back in France. Lots of people cycling, lots of cargo bikes, most of them heading in a nicer direction, downstream. The Black Forest was my goal though, and that was all upstream. There would be quite a lot of elevation gains straight away into Germany, as from when I crossed the border, the elevation was a measly 700 feet, and I would need to climb up to just over 3,000 feet to reach the highest point on my crossing of Germany.
31,700 feet. Absolutely love the smell of the forest, and they've obviously been cutting the trees down so it's extra potent. This is absolutely beautiful. Sheltered, shady ride up a big climb. Climb isn't overly steep either. Once I got up that first little bit, it's been just really nice. And cruise up this, no problem. 1,379 feet. That's not far off the Koryak Pass, I don't know how to pronounce it. Which goes to show it's not all about elevation, because that is so far a much harder climb to get to this point. Even got to the steep part, I was at 1,500 feet. It's just beautiful. It's very nice to have the tree cover for a bit of shade, that's for sure.
In typical cycling fashion, I spoke way too soon. Them trails suddenly got steep, and I would be off the bike, pushing. But while it wasn't ideal, I was getting closer and closer to the top. I was getting up through that elevation quite quickly, and while it wasn't quite the top, after breaking that 3,000 feet barrier, them forest tracks ended and the views became clear. After making my way up the final part of this climb, it meant I had only one way to go, and that was down. Well, almost. A couple of little hidden climbs would slow me down from time to time, but for the most part, it was all down. Really nice, long open descents, and probably the longest descent so far since leaving England. All that downhill though was tiring work, so some more supermarket bakery was needed, of course. I'd surprised myself just how fast I'd managed to get up and over most of the Black Forest today. I had predicted it would be a bit slower going, but here I was, just one last little push uphill. back over that 3,000 foot mark. One last time to go before the real descent over the other side of the Black Forest would begin. Snow was a real concern when planning this trip to Bosnia. At this time of year, I had planned my route trying not to go too much over that 3,000 foot mark. And at least here in Germany, apart from a few icy remaining patches, it was looking promising.
Well, it's getting on a bit now. 10 to 5, done 95k, so pretty happy with that. Got over everything I wanted to. A little climb here and then another little descent. But I am kind of in like built up places now. I have actually, I would say, I don't know if I've officially left the Black Forest. I think I've pretty much left it now. And down to a measly 2,000 feet. I'll definitely have to come back. I'm pretty sure there's a like an official bikepacking route around the Black Forest. Sure, I could spend a couple days riding around there. It's beautiful. But I am ready to start finding somewhere to camp. I might have to do another 20, 30k just to find somewhere. So over the next couple of days, my streak of nice dry weather supposedly might end. I think tomorrow might be okay, but then it's like the next 4 days it might be a bit rainy. Now I don't think it's crazy bad, like any storms or anything, just patchy showers probably. But if it doesn't rain tomorrow, depending on where I get to tomorrow, I might actually miss them. Might miss them showers, which would be good. But for now, let's just go find somewhere to camp. Wow, what a day. What a day. Right, I think I've found where I'm going to camp. Rerouted a little bit, came off course just so I could come through this woodlands. I reckon it will do lovely. It's been a great day, but definitely one on the legs, that's for sure. Maybe I set up the tent somewhere. Maybe I'll have something to eat before I do that actually, because there's a beautifully placed stump there. Yeah, let's do that. In the day, we're 111.7. Done. Save. Today, we have some pizza. The weather currently, it's going to get to about 2 degrees apparently tonight. But then it's looking a bit rain. Hopefully, I'll be able to miss all that. I think we'll try and we'll see by the end. It's not going to rain tomorrow, so hopefully I can continue this dry streak. Not bad. Good morning. I can already tell you can really tell the difference that I'm actually like kind of high up, I guess, like over 2,000 feet. Although obviously everything around us is the same. It's not like going up a big mountain from zero. But it is noticeably colder this morning. I believe it got to around 2 degrees last night. And this is like a prime example of why I like sleeping in the woodlands when I can, especially when I know it's going to drop down to quite low in temperatures, because as you can see, the woodlands I slept in over there, nice and dry, not misty. You probably can't see it, but we'll see it when we leave this woods. Through the trees, it just looks like thick fog. And because I've slept in the woods, that means I'm dry, my tent's dry, everything's dry. I always feel like it's slightly warmer as well. But I might even need to put the gloves on this morning. We'll see, we'll see. It's gonna get a bit nicer later on, it's gonna warm up, but definitely can feel the difference since crossing into Germany from France, that's for sure. Right, day 2 of crossing Germany to Austria, and I think I'm going to go back to where I was going to come in yesterday. We'll see. I'll decide when I get to the thing. I can't bother to. You can go through this trail here, but it's a bit wet and boggy, so I can't be bothered. And just want to make a move and get into that sun, get warmed up, on our way. Let's go and see what our second day in Germany has in store for us. So far, I've never actually cycled in Germany before, and it was a beautiful first impression yesterday. Very, very beautiful. Let's go.
Leaving the warmth of the woodlands this morning, I would indeed be pedalling out into thick fog, and it would be mere minutes before realising I needed them gloves. Even though the sun was trying its best, this was by far the coldest morning I had experienced on this adventure. Them cold mornings really do bring the most beautiful mornings though, and today was no different.
Oh, it's a beautiful but bitterly cold morning. My Garmin's saying it was -1. Obviously that's like wind chill as well, so I think it's probably around 1 or 2 degrees. It's absolutely beautiful. The fog is starting to lift, but I do have one, I mean, I wouldn't even call it an issue, it's just something I'd rather have to do, would have rather have to do yesterday when it was hot and sweaty. I've got like a tiny little river crossing and it's like 1 degree and I don't want to get my feet wet. I mean, it's on like a really nice cycle path as well. Like it doesn't look like, it looks like there should just be a bridge, but I got to basically, I'm like here, I got to cross here, over there. The alternative is like quite a long detour around. I didn't actually realise there was no bridge, but should I do it? Should I get wet feet? Let's go have a look and see how deep it is. It looks kind of deepish. It's more like a ford, but I think the river's running quite fast as well, so I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to ride it. Definitely deep enough to get the feet wet, and there's definitely no bridge as far as I can see. No. Let me have a look how far the detour is. I can't afford to get wet, not when it's this cold. And there we go.
A little bit of drama for my second day in Germany, but at least for now I had kept my dry streak going, And now I would spend a bit of time in the woods climbing to leave the fog behind. It would seem, in the space of this short climb through the woods, it went from about 0 degrees to about 7. So while it had finally warmed up, it was time to stop for some more random German bakery.
This view should do nicely. I just as I was just climbing that hill as well, I stumbled across, I'm guessing it's some kind of like memorial type thing, but it's like, I don't know who it was. It must be somebody either rich or very important. So if you're German and you know who it is, then let me know in the comments, because basically he's got his own house, just like looking over this beautiful view. But yeah, it's time to give this very sticky slab of whatever it is a go. It's massive and very, very sticky, so alright, let's just go for one bite. Oh. So mushy. Use the spork. We'll try. It's good. I have no idea what it is though. It's very sweet. It's a bit hard now, but probably because it's still frozen from my bag. Actually, that's really good. If you like sweet stuff, you'll like it. Although you might need solid teeth. I've done 25 Ks so far this morning. Once I get to the top of this climb, I've got a longish descent, then one more longish climb, and then a very long descent. Because I'm sitting right now just under the 3,000 feet mark. So yeah, once we make this long descent, we never really climb much past 2,000. It's pretty level, it's pretty flat. For the most part, across this part of Germany, it's quite meandering and flat, really. I'm going to enjoy whatever this is and this view, and just enjoy what could potentially be the last of the sunny, dry weather for a couple of days. Hopefully not, but maybe.
I tried to eat the whole thing, mainly because it was like carrying a weighted brick around, but was in the end defeated, for now. Now that I was over the Black Forest, I didn't really have any long, tiring climbs, challenging terrain ahead of me, at least that I knew of. So today, it was all about just enjoying the potentially last dry day for a while. Something I had really come to appreciate since arriving in Germany was just how nice the little towns were around here. And the German engineered strawberries weren't too bad either.
Well, I'm still enjoying that downhill direction. I've done 65k so far today. It's about 1 p.m. and still got that beautiful sunshine on my right ear, as it has been this whole trip. I really must remember to get some sun cream, because my right ear it's starting to feel a little bit sunburnt. I'm just making the most of the dry weather. The downhill and, well, up until about 30 minutes ago, a nice tailwind as well. It's sort of switched now, it's a bit of a headwind. 361.2k until the Austria border. A good few days left of getting through Germany, I'd say, but we'll see.
Today had turned out to be a straightforward, easy day, and for a while I considered leaving the bike route. I was following for some more off-road trails in the surrounding forests, but I decided these easy days don't come round too often and I should make the most of it. So I decided to stick to my more paved route. It just gave me a chance to stop a little more often, soak up the views and make some cheese wedges and enjoy them beautiful German towns.
Day has been such an easy day really in terms of riding. The train, easy. The landscape, easy, in my favour. The wind, even in my favour for most of the day. It's just been a really, really pleasant day of riding. I've done just over 100k, something like 106, something like that. And probably got 15, 20 to the next sort of big place that I'll be going through. Yeah, the train has been so much in my favour that over 100k done, and I've done about 2,200 of elevation gain. Pretty much all downhill today, which doesn't happen very often, so when it does, you've got to sort of make the most of it, and what a perfect day for it to be all downhill. Getting over the Black Forest is pretty much the hardest, steepest, highest point of the German part of this ride, so gonna just chill, take it easy for the remainder 10-15k and then just relax and hopefully find somewhere good to camp. I am still kind of following the road, but it does look like there's lots of little woodlands that I can sort of go off into, and I'll hopefully find somewhere to camp along there. Hopefully not too close to the road, you know, get away from the car noise. But yeah, it's just been a very easy, pleasant day. Oh, nice. Found a perfect little spot for the tent. I was a bit worried it wasn't going to fit here, but just fits. Just perfectly fits. Ended up doing just over 120 kilometers, I think it was. Elevation wise, it wasn't actually as big of a difference as I thought it was, but it was like 2,900 feet downhill, and then in the end it was about 2,700 feet uphill, but a lot of that uphill was just in the last sort of 10 kilometers or something. I am definitely knackered though. But today has been like a really good day. It's a really chill day. I mean, it just shows how lacking UK cycling infrastructure really is. Today I have pretty much non-stop for over 100 kilometers, bear in mind, been on a bike route. Pretty much all of that is traffic free as well. I think they are technically allowed to use it, like you'll see the odd tractor maybe use it, but apart from that, like literally it's essentially traffic free because it's following a main road where all the traffic's just on the main road. I mean, find me anywhere in the UK where you could go for 100 kilometers pretty much traffic free, where you know you're not going to be contending with drivers and stuff. Although I will say France is slightly better because Germany still falls for the old trick that the UK loves to do, gets to a difficult situation and just gives up. But you know, most of the time it does it pretty well. Maybe they just hired someone from the UK for that bit. Good night. Good morning. Should have slept in there, look. That would have been cool. Got windows and everything. Really, really nice camp spot. That was really quiet. I was just far enough away from the road that I couldn't really hear it. I did finally get caught by that rain, but it was actually really quite nice. It went on for about 2 or 3 hours. It wasn't really like tipping it down. It was just like a nice shower, and it was quite therapeutic on the tent. It just tip-tapping. Slept very nicely. It's about 7 a.m, so leaving a little later than I normally do. Today, I'll actually be heading towards a place called Munich. Quite a big place. I'm not going straight through it. I'm gonna sort of go around the side of it. Looks like there's lots of like woodlands and stuff. Now I don't know if I'm gonna quite make it all the way to there. It's about 100 miles away, so I should be fairly close by the end of the day. That's the plan, just to try and get kind of close to Munich, because then the next day I should be able to get pretty close to the Austrian border. Today is a lot warmer than it was yesterday, which is nice. It's quite a nice temperature. It's not hot, it's not cold. But it is a bit overcast and cloudy today, which isn't a bad thing. I probably need a break from all this sun. My British skin is not used to it. Go and enjoy day 3 and hopefully not get caught by any more rain. I guess that's our goal today, try and stay dry. Let's go.
Riding with the commuters this morning through the woodland trails, still alongside the road I had been following all day yesterday, and yet still enjoying the quiet parallel trails. It had started out a bit gloomy this morning, but as I got closer to the city, the sky cleared up, which meant it was the perfect time to grab, you guessed it, some good old supermarket bakery. Nothing too crazy this morning, just a pizza and a croissant with a sausage in it. Unlike yesterday's easy day, today wasn't looking quite so easy. Not because of the train or the bike, just me today. My legs were complaining.
Oh my God. I've only done 26k. I'm feeling it in the legs today. I'm having one of them days where all them previous miles are just sort of finally catching up to the legs. Feeling a little tired, but I do have a tailwind, so I can't complain. And the sun has started to shine. When I'm climbing, I'm hot. When I'm descending, I'm cold. So I'm kind of like, do I take this off? Do I take the leg warmers off? But then when I sit down, I'm like, oh no, it's quite nice to have it on.
Some days you can just tell what the day is going to be like, and today I was anticipating a sluggish day on the bike. I'd been on the road now for about 12 days, about 10 days of riding and about 1100 kilometers. Them previous days and kilometers, the lack of sleep, It all seemed to be catching up with me. I just kept pedaling. What else could I do? Before I left on this adventure, I told myself, whatever happens, just keep pedaling.
Tell you what, if I did not have this tailwind, today would feel like absolute torture. My mind is just shot, it's just gone. You know, when you do lots of cycling, we call it getting into like a rhythm. And when you're in that rhythm, hours and hours pass by and you don't even notice it. It's like a literal blink of an eye. You've been riding for like 3 hours. Today, it's like the complete opposite. I look at the time, it's like 10:20. I feel like I've ridden like an hour. It's 10:22. My mind is shot. My legs feel sluggish. And if it wasn't for this wind pushing me along, I don't think I would be making nearly as good progress as I actually am. So I've actually done about 45k and it's not even 11 o'clock. So I am making good progress, but I feel like I'm not. I am going to start sort of gradually climbing. Nothing steep or anything, but it's just going to be a bit of a long sort of 30, 40k of just grindy pedally uphill. Hopefully I can get out of this slump pretty soon.
I was right. Today was a sluggish day, but I had one last tactic to get me out of it. I had picked up a pack of Mentos back in France. I said I would save one pack just in case of emergency. Today felt like just the time for the tactical Mentos to come into play. Would they work? Only time would tell.
Starting to feel a bit more alive now. Had some food, sugar, cheese, and I've done 75k. Kind of hoping if I can do close to that again, that'll leave me in a good position to get pretty close to the border tomorrow, or at least it will leave me a shorter day for the next day. The wind is absolutely beautiful. I'm kind of got it on my side at the moment, but whenever I turn to my left, it just like pushes you. And you know, when you get that really silent, when you're matching the speed of the wind and everything goes silent, all you can hear is the hum of the tires. Beautiful. It's about 1:30 now. Gotta get through one big-ish place and then hopefully get kind of towards Munich tonight. Somewhere just before there would be nice. There's a few woodlands and stuff where I'll be going through, but I'm not sure I'll quite get that far in. So we'll see. But it's starting to feel a lot more alive now. And some nice forest tracks. Lovely.
It turned out the tactical Mentos did do the trick, and it was definitely nothing to do with having a tailwind all day, I promise. Because as the day went on, what was some very sluggish feeling mind and legs disappeared. Maybe it was seeing that I only had 234 kilometers to go until Austria, but my legs kicked into gear and I felt pretty damn good pushing these pedals now.
Wow, what a day. I tell you what, this tailwind is absolutely glorious. I have been crushing through these Ks and I've got 199 to go, which I was kind of hoping to have a little bit less, but still a couple of hours. It's about 4 p.m. So I've got a couple of hours to kill and try and smash some more kilometers out. I have done 123. I'm going to try and do like 140, I think. We'll see. But I mean, while I've got this tailwind, it's rude not to. I think it's meant to rain tonight, so hopefully I can find a good camp spot somewhere fairly sheltered, because while I do have a lovely tailwind, it is picking up quite a lot and it's getting a bit gusty from every now and again I have to turn into it, and it's very slow going and sluggish. But when it's behind me like it is right now on these wide open roads, beautiful.
I was in two minds whether to stop early, as I found lots of woodlands with lots of great camp spots. However, I really wanted to get a little closer to Austria today, so I opted to keep going, potentially missing a lot of good camp spots, which my Garmin seemed very angry about for some reason. But if there was ever a sign that Austria was getting close, it was at the moment where I climbed out of the woodlands to get my first sighting of the Alps, and as the sun was setting, I had to just stop and take a moment by a lake and just enjoy the sunset while looking out towards them spectacular mountains.
Right, I'm finished for the day, just in time. The sun is just setting. Some absolutely beautiful views of the Alps back there. I managed to do 147 kilometers, so pretty happy with that. Still got 170 to go until we get to the Austria border, but I've set myself up fairly nicely to get as close as possible tomorrow. I'll probably have to do quite a big day again tomorrow. Probably have to do the same again tomorrow. The idea is tomorrow to get as close as possible, to give myself the easiest possible day, the shortest distance to get to the Austria border, so I can get in and have some time to actually ride. I think I am going to camp somewhere around here. I'm not 100% sure yet. Need to wander around a bit. There's still a few people walking dogs and stuff. But another good day. Hoping. I haven't checked the forecast, but I mean, if it rains in the night, I don't really care. Just happy that it didn't rain in the day. And as always, I see bright and early in the morning for our fourth day crossing Germany. Oh, I feel really good actually now. Like, felt rubbish this morning when I got on that bike, but my legs are feeling good. We'll see how I feel in the morning. But yeah, it was a good day. Tailwind definitely helped a lot.
Well, good morning, it's finally happened. We've nearly managed to get through 2 countries without getting wet, but it has been now raining since like midnight. It's been like this kind of heavy all night as well, and it's going to stay raining, I think, until, well, the weather app says around 10 o'clock, and then it's going to start fizzling out. Hopefully that's true, but we'll see. I'm sort of just slowly getting out of camp right now, like putting it in or away while I'm just trying to stay dry as possible. It's about 6:30, so it's still pretty early. Slept really well. Just be nice not to be having to get out into the rain, eh? But it's day 4 of crossing Germany, and at least for the beginning, it's going to be a wet one. Before I go out there, I'm just going to do a little bit of eating. Might as well get the eating done, get some energy before I have to keep going. I probably won't want to stop now if it's wet. One thing I've noticed with the Germans, they never say hello, never smile. If you're lucky, you might get a... That's about it. Otherwise, they're just like... And there's me all, hello, hello, smiling away, and they're like, stern face. Must cycle far on a mission to cycle the world. Oh, it's pretty grim out here this morning, and the worst of it is I'm kind of like following the weather, so it's meant to stop around 10 from where I camped, but as I'm heading in the direction I am, I'm also going in the direction where the rain is. So I'm just following it, which means it's probably going to rain for quite a bit longer, for me at least. I have just come through around the side of Munich now, so I was a bit busy back there, but it should be a bit quieter now. I think in a little while, hopefully when the rain stopped, I'll be following along a nice canal for a little while, so that should be nice, but only if it's not pissing down with rain like it is now. I've done 31k, it's currently 9 o'clock, so hopefully in an hour's time the rain will be gone and start to dry. I'll probably try, if it does, I use that time to stop and get the tent dry and everything as well. Oh, it's pretty grim. While it might have been absolutely grim out here today, these conditions meant I didn't want to stop, so it was at least looking good for making it towards Austria tomorrow. However, there was one thing that I knew would lift my spirits. Some good old supermarket bakery, of course. I also used this time to add a couple of layers, because not only was it wet today, it was getting cold. The time it took me to do this actually gave me a bit of break from them rain clouds as they passed over, so now it was to be a game of cat and mouse with the rain.
Oh, wow, would you look at that? The sun is starting to make its appearance finally. Currently 2 p.m. and I've done about just over 90k. I do want to stop while the sun is out now and have a bit of a rest and try and dry the tent, have a bit of food and stuff. In theory, I could just follow a river over there and then actually go straight to Austria, but I need to head up to a place called Salzburg. I still got 81k to go though. Hoping I can get another 40, possibly 50 out today, but I need to find somewhere to stop, have some food, and start drying that tent. Because tonight it's meant to brighten up, but it's also meant to get very, very cold to about -1. So it should be a nice, clear, still night. But I do want to make sure I've got a nice dry tent so I don't wake up. Well, hopefully I don't wake up and it's completely frozen solid.
I found myself a good little bench, a good little spot to start to get everything dry and have a bit of food. And as I did, the clouds were starting to roll over ahead, revealing the mountains in the distance. I had a long steady climb into the evening, and one I was hoping to get over. So tomorrow morning, it would be a simple, easy finish downhill to that border. It was looking like it was going to be a race against the sun tonight though. This side of Germany, it was getting dark a bit earlier than I was used to, and following close to the road, and it was going to be a long night to find somewhere to sleep for my last night here in Germany.
It's the last day in Germany. I'm about 20 kilometers away from the Austrian border. Last night was so beautiful, but such a bloody nightmare. As you can probably hear, there's a very busy road there. It's the motorway there. And because I've basically been like following it for the last, I don't know, like 50, 60k, maybe more. There was just nowhere, and I mean absolutely nowhere to camp. So I managed to kind of like just come off of the road that follows it, come up here. Although I looked around for ages in there, couldn't find anywhere. Carried on up this road here, which is obviously why you can see it's not the greatest spot because I'm that close to the road. I was camped here, it's there. But also it's just really loud. Luckily I was so tired that I did actually sleep okay, but I'm waking up to a very fresh morning, but the sun is out, the sky is blue, there's not a cloud in sight, so it's looking like we're gonna have a nice beautiful finish over to the Austrian border. Now it's not very far away, it's like one slight gradual climb and then one nice downhill all that way. I can see the sun rising over there, it looks good, and we are heading towards it as well.
I don't think I could have asked for a more rewarding way to finish my journey across Germany, on my quest to reach Bosnia. This morning might have been a cold one, but that meant it was clear. And as I reached the top of my final climb here in Germany, I could see for miles, looking over the last of Germany and into Austria. Descending as the snow-capped mountains grew bigger and bigger. I had now made it across my second country. This would mark about the halfway point of my adventure to Bosnia, cycling around 1,500 kilometers so far. But with another 1,500 kilometers to go, if I wanted to make it, I was now looking towards the mountains.
It's only a dream. Nothing is really what it seems anyway.